Okay, good afternoon, everyone. I'm Dwayne. We are CFRN. We've been helping traders learn how to trade and doing a daily broadcast every trading day since 2005. Some of you here know who we are. Some of you here today at this Q&A session, some of you are brand new members at CFRN. Some of you may be on a trial. And some of you may be folks who followed us for a while and still just maybe haven't made up your mind, or the time hasn't been right. Now, I'm here today, I believe alone, or I don't know if Michael's going to join us, or Valerie, I think you're here, but you're going to be taken off, correct? I just want to give you an opportunity to say anything if you wanted to before you take off. The recorder's running. Now, the purpose of what we want to do here today is I just want to give you an overview of everything that you have at your disposal when you become a CFRN passport holder. What does that even mean? What's a passport? What it means is you have access to everything we do, everything we've ever created. And I'll go through the individual things. But in my opinion, it's everything a trader needs, one low price. Now, to satisfy the letter of the law, let me first tell you that trading is risky business. This is the disclaimer I use each day for the radio broadcast, but it will serve our purposes here. This is not an offer to buy or sell any security or futures contract. Trading is risky. It's not suitable for all people. You can lose all of your money and then some. You should always consult with a licensed investment or medical professional. This is back when we were talking about a lot of these virus vaccines coming out. There's a short segment during each afternoon broadcast where we talk about stocks, but all of our training, all of the tools that you'll have at your disposal as a member of CFRN, that's all dedicated to futures. We love futures because futures trade around the clock. They open Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern, and then they trade around the clock right up until Friday afternoon at 5 p.m. Eastern. There is a break each day, and the market is on that break right now. If you see in the bottom right-hand corner, okay, I'm on Pacific time. I'm in Arizona, and Arizona doesn't do daylight savings time. So 8 months of the year, I'm on Pacific time. 4 months of the year, I'm on Mountain Standard Time, the way God intended, I guess. So right now, we're enjoying Pacific time. And it's only 104 degrees today, so we're just tickled pink. Okay, now, here I am claiming that we offer everything a trader needs at one low price. If you've ever been in our training room, if you just started this week or last week, or if you've ever attended any of the afternoon broadcasts, you've seen all the bits and pieces. But what I want to try to do is bring it together today. Oh, thank you, Ryan. Ryan just saved the day. Thank you so much. I really appreciate that. Now you can see my screen. Okay. Everything a trader needs. And guys, this is casual. This is low key. If you came for one of those professional presentations, you know, that has all the slick slides and it's like a funnel, and then it squeezes you down and squeezes you down until you got to make some kind of a commitment. You know, that's a young man's game. I just don't want to. It's not that I can't roll that way anymore. I just don't want to, and I don't need to, because everything that we do is ultra transparent. We don't have any secrets. We don't sweep anything under the carpet. Good days, bad days, whatever kind of day the markets bring us, we publish everything. We publish the trades. We publish the results. I could go on and on. But I want to ask you guys a question. Audience participation is sometimes difficult, but I'm going to take a stab at it and see if we can get audience participation. All of you that are here, whether you just joined or you're getting ready to join, whatever the case, I'm sure that you've tried other things. You've been to other rooms. You've had gurus, chat rooms, indicator packages. You probably read some books, maybe taken some online courses. Back in 2006, end of 2005, beginning of 2006, Futures Magazine published an article that stated 9 out of 10 new traders fail. Now, I had just switched from equities to futures. And I won't go through the whole laundry list of reasons, but the reasons that I switched are also the reasons that I would never go back to trading equities. Futures just have too many benefits. So Futures did a nice article, but they didn't cover the why part. And I was stunned by this. Number one, I just switched to futures, and then I get this report. But I wanted to know why. I can't think of any profession where 9 out of 10 people fail. Even Navy SEALs, which I was in the Navy, but I wasn't a SEAL by any stretch. But I understand that's one of the toughest jobs on the planet. Even they don't have a 90% washout rate. It's high, but it's not 90%. Brain surgeons in medical school, they don't have a 90% washout rate. So I was really curious. I figured there's got to be, some common thread, some reason why so many people fail. And it didn't take too long to connect the dots and figure out that the reason people failed was because they didn't have a teacher. They had no one to actually just kind of take them by the hand and show them, this is how you do this. You can teach yourself to play a piano, but isn't it much simpler, or wouldn't it be much simpler if you had a piano teacher? Airplanes, right? If somebody gave you a brand new G5, would you run out and jump in it and attempt to fly somewhere? No, you would, I think, hopefully, you would either hire a pilot or hire a pilot who also was a teacher and would be willing to teach you how to fly. If the plumbing goes out in my house, I don't even try to fix that. Why? Because nobody ever taught me how to be a plumber. I know what a monkey wrench is, but that's about where it ends. Okay? So the common thread I found why 90% of traders ultimately fail is because they just simply don't have a teacher. Now, if 9 out of 10 fail, then simple math says 1 out of 10 succeed. So if you can track down a 1 out of 10, ask them this question. Did you have a teacher? 9 times out of 10, they'll say, of course. Now, only a certain segment of the population is even attracted to the business of trading. And the business of trading attracts people with two slightly different personalities and outlooks. Some people, when they first take a look at this, they go, wow, man, this is simple. I'm going to make a killing. Actually, they say this is easy. We don't say easy because trading is not easy, but it can be simple. So 9 out of 10 people who are exposed to trading go, wow, this is incredible. I'm going to make a killing. And then they proceed to become the 9 out of 10. But 1 out of 10 people who are exposed to trading, they take a look at it and go, wow, this is an incredible opportunity. I better try to find somebody who can teach me how to do this. See, 9 out of 10 see it or they're just going to do it. But 1 out of 10 recognizes that that's a foolhardy adventure. I'm not calling you a fool because I was the greatest of fools. You need somebody to teach you how. Okay? And so think back over your history in trading. However long it's been, I have students all the time that tell me, I struggled for 10 years. I spent $100,000. I bought every indicator. I attended every seminar. And I was never profitable, not consistently, until you actually started teaching me how to understand the way markets work and how to put on high probability, low risk trades, not based on a parlor trick or some magical thing, but just based on market structure. Some people call it price action. We do use a couple of indicators. Once upon a time, Michael and I owned every indicator on planet Earth, every indicator, every oscillator. And when there was nothing left to buy, we started rolling our own. And we went through that for a few years. And it always seemed like we were just one mouse click away from greatness. Just one more filter, there's just one more thing. And we kept on with that hunt for the one more thing until, we couldn't see price anymore. So much stuff. We realized that that was obviously, not so obvious, but we realized that that was the wrong approach. Instead of more stuff, it had to be less stuff. So we started just getting rid of stuff. If it didn't contribute to the bottom line, no matter how much it cost us or how many weeks or months it took us to code it, we just got it off of our chart. We just boiled everything down to the most common, simple denominator. And that's what we teach today, a very simple but very elegant strategy. Okay? Along with people telling me I spent all these years and all this money wasted because I still wasn't consistently profitable until I found you guys and actually learned how to trade. But I also have people who come along and their response is, please, don't insult my intelligence. Do not. So there's no way that little simple strategy that you have, there's no way that could work. Well, I'm not going to try to say, I'm not going to try to convince you. We publish our results every day in a live environment. All of our trades are publicly published before they trigger, and then we publicly publish the results every day. We don't leave anything out. We don't sweep the stop outs under the carpet, because if you sweep too much stuff under the carpet, you're going to start tripping over it. Also, when you start lying to people, then you end up having to tell another lie and another lie and another lie to cover the previous lies, and then pretty soon you're so confused you don't know what to say next because you don't know what you said to who. So we built this on a transparent foundation. We're just honest with you. Okay? We don't claim to be the best in the business. We're not the fastest gun in town. But I don't know of anyone else on the internet who has published their work live in real time every single day since 2005 that has the results that we have. Okay? Now, past performance is no guarantee of future results. Just because we had 80% profitable trades every week for the last 105 weeks, that's no guarantee that tomorrow is going to be anything other than tomorrow. So I said I wanted to start out with just a little audience participation. So if you got the energy, type into the chat box. Think about what you've gone through, what you've done. And I really hate to put you on hold in the middle of a webinar, but this is one phone call that I have to take. Hang on one second. Sorry. When President Trump calls, I make him leave a message, but when the wife calls, I have to take it. So, true story. He hasn't called lately, by the way. Okay, so this is a bold statement. Everything a trader needs. So think back over the time that you've been trying to learn how to trade and become consistently profitable. What was the one thing you didn't have that you wish you had? What one thing might have made a difference for you? And you don't have to rush the answer, but just give it some thought. well, you know, if I had known this, I could have probably done better, or if I'd had access to this. Because I think we've pretty much exhausted the list. I mean, literally the only thing that we don't do is come to your house or your office and police the trade for you. It's kind of where we draw the line. Travel expenses being what they are these days. Experience. Okay, thank you very much for providing an answer there, Ray. Well, the only way to get experience is through time in the market, putting on, taking off trades. So that's really a good answer. Unfortunately, there's no way I can just, force feed you all the experience that I have in the market or Michael has in the market. I've been trading futures 15 years. He's been trading a little longer. So if I was trying to create a commercial, I could probably say, 30 plus years of combined experience in the markets or something. But what you do have is you have the benefit of our experience. That's how our learning model works. Anybody else want to throw anything out there? I mean, think about what it's like when you sit down to start trading for the day. Is there any one thing that you could have that would help you reach your goal, whatever that is? Now, Raymond's answer, experience, I think that covers a lot of ground. If I had the experience, I would know what was going on, and therefore I would know what to do. That sound about right? Peter shares with us, wish I had someone to hold my hand so I could learn. No one jumps into a car and drives off. You have someone teach you. You're absolutely right. The bell's for you. You said it well. Now, when you learn how to drive, speaking of driving, whoever taught you how to drive, they probably had a little checklist. You get in the car, fasten seat belt, put the foot on the brake, put the key in the ignition, step by step by step by step. So every time you get behind the wheel, you've got that checklist, that mental checklist, and you go through each one, and you do that for a few days, you do it for a few weeks. Then all of a sudden, one day you get up to go to work, you get in the car, you remember pulling out of your driveway, and the next thing you know, you're pulling into the parking lot at work. And you're like, what just happened? What just happened? Well, what just happened was you drove to work. You obeyed every stop sign, red light, speed limit, yielded when you were supposed to. You did everything everything on that checklist, but you did it without checking off the items one by one. Now, that process takes longer for some people than others, but you just went from learning how to drive to actually driving. So with us, you're going to have a checklist. You're going to have some very specific rules in the live training room that you'll follow. Check, 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 enter trade. And then once you're in the trade, managing the trade, check, check, check. And then when it's time to exit, check, check, right? And then one day, and again, it takes a different amount of time for different amounts of people, you'll sit down, you'll be in front of the platform, you'll recognize the trade setup that we use exclusively across all markets and all time frames. You'll see it, you'll act on it, you'll have a profitable trade, hopefully. If not, it'll be a minimal loss because we very much believe in using a hard stop loss on every trade. That's in trading, you going from learning how to trade to actually trading. Hopefully you can see the analogy or the parallel there. We do hold you by the hand every step of the way, from for the people that need it, this is a chart, this is a candlestick, this is a trend line. Wherever you're at on your way up Trader Mountain, that's where we meet you and provide you with the assistance that you need. Now, let me pull up a little notepad, just something I can write on. Our week starts Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern. That's when the Globex markets open. We're talking S&P, Dow, Russell, NQ, crude, gold, silver, British pound, the euro, everything. Now, typically, people who've not traded futures but just have experience with trading stocks, the work day is considered to be 9:30 Eastern, Monday morning, and then you shut down at 4 p.m. Eastern, and you come back the next day, and you've got from 9:30 to 4 to earn your living. With futures, 6 p.m. Sunday night, that's when we get started. And let me just show you what happened this past Sunday night. Okay. I've got it right here. And it was a pretty quiet Sunday night. Some Sunday nights we have 20, 25, 30 trades, while the rest of the world is waiting for Wall Street to open. So our alert service, Logic 247, which is one of the things a trader needs, right? We're in week 106. Sunday night, these times you see are Pacific. So that's 6:13 Eastern, okay? So the market opens 13 minutes later. The first alert comes out in the channel. It's for the S&P. Now the way you read an alert, buy 33.50, initial target 33.52, second target, that stands for potential resistance, 33.54. The swing high of that move was 33.55.50. So it was a 5.5 point trade at $50 a point. That's $250 per contract traded. Okay. Now, had it kept going, the next target was 33.60, and then here was the all-time high in the S&P, 33.96, which we got very close to today. And then our highest weekly trading zone, which is 34.49/34.50. That was last week. On Sunday night, we're using the previous week's zones, but I'll explain more about that. So that was Sunday night. This was Sunday night. The Dow, buy 27.390. Initial target 27.410. Second target 27.440. Next target 27.530. So we got to 468. So we hit the first target, we hit the second target. We didn't quite make it to the third target. Okay, but this initial target is always sufficient for you to get your points for the day, and I'll talk more about that. Next is the Russell. The alert was to buy 1571. The initial target was 1573. And then the second target was 1579, but the move ran out of steam at 1576.30. So that's a 5-point move at $50 a point. It's $250 per contract traded. Now, if I back up to the Dow, let's see, it made it to 27468 minus the entry at 27,390. That's 78 points. The Dow pays $5 a point. So 78 times 5 is $390 per contract traded. This first one was $250 per contract traded, $390 per contract traded, $250 per contract traded. This all took place in the first 30 minutes that the markets were open just this past Sunday night. When you go through the alert channel and you see these Z's, okay, that just means this alert never triggered, okay? Here's crude. The entry was $41.90. The initial target was $42. We only made it to $41.96, okay? So that's a partial target. If price moves 50% or more, 60% or more, it gets a PT. Everything else means we reached the target, okay? So here's gold. Sunday night at 6:20 Eastern, we said sell gold at 2032. Initial target 2031. Next target 2028. And that's where we made it to. We got 2 ticks below that target. So we'll just call it 27, 21. Let's see, the entry was 32. So down to 28, that's 4 points. That's $400 per contract traded. Okay. Then we had a short on silver that never triggered. Then we had a short on the British pound. And you'll see the target here was 103.25. We dropped down below the target to 130.21. There's another PT. Made it almost to the initial target. This one never triggered. Now, you have access, as a member, you have access to every alert that we've issued over the last 106 weeks. So as you scroll up and you look at all the previous trades, you'll see Sunday nights where some Sunday nights are just busier than others. We might have 20, 25. I think there's been Sunday nights we even had 30 trades. Again, while everybody else is waiting for Monday morning and Wall Street to open. So here comes Monday morning of this past week. Buy 33.51, target 33.53. That's $100 per contract traded, points for the day. And price rallied up to 53.25 before it retraced. So hit the target. The market gave us two-sided action. So after the long, we also said if price drops to 33.42, then the initial target's 33.40. So this turned out to be a 12-point trade. Okay, we were only looking for those 2 points initially, but we continued all the way down to 33.29. I'll teach you how to read the chart so you know when you should take profit and whether or not you should stay with the trade. Here's the Dow, 27,485, up to 27,505. And then here's the weekly trading zone at 27,530. So we made it all the way to 27,583. So 583 minus 485. It's 98 points at $5 a point. That's $490 per contract traded. Now, it would take too much time for me to go through every one of these, so I'm just going to kind of scroll through. There's the Russell. But again, you know, members, trial members, everybody has an opportunity to go through all of these alerts, every single one of them that were published live in real time. You have access to all that data. Okay, we were just very transparent. Here's a crude that got stopped out. Gold. We got in at 2051. The trade to target was 54, but it ran all the way to 2060. That's a $900 per contract trade. By the time you earn the right to trade 10 contracts, this is a $9,000 move. Okay? Silver. When silver moves $1, that pays $5,000 on a futures contract. If you're on the wrong side of the trade, it's also $5,000, but you would never let a trade draw down on you that much. In fact, we do not risk more than $300 per contract per trade on any alert. Now, we have 2 alert services. This is just one of them. This is Logic 247. You'll see me recap these alerts every day on our afternoon broadcast. It starts at 12 noon Eastern. The live training room is open 9:30 to 11:30 a.m. Eastern. We take a 30-minute break. We come back at noon. Michael does a recap of what happened in the live training room, and then I recap all the alerts for the past 24 hours, the good, the bad, and the ugly. Again, Z's are no trigger. Thumbs up means price got to the target. Red X means stopped out. And the reason that we leave these available for you to go in and take a look at is so that you can go to the charts and you can see. The goal here is to teach you how to find these opportunities yourself. But while you're learning how to spot these opportunities yourself, we're giving you the alerts that correspond with our strategy. It's such a better learning model than just looking at historic charts. Hang on for me just one second, guys. Okay, sorry. All right, sorry. So scrolling on down, this takes us into Tuesday. Now, when you see one that's not marked, that means we're still waiting on results. There's another stop out. That's Crude. Now, here, our trade to target was 42.70, but it went all the way to 42.94. That's over $400 per contract trade. And again, I teach you how to stay with a trade beyond the final target until the chart actually tells you it's time to get out. So this is our week. I'm just going to scroll through them in the interest of time so I don't keep you here all day. I just want to go through all the things that are available to you. So while we're teaching you how to trade, while we're teaching you how to find these opportunities yourself, we're giving you the opportunities to help you along the way. In the beginning, when I send out an alert, your Telegram channel on your computer, your phone, your tablet, by the way, that's a free app. Telegram, Valerie will help you get it set up. It just takes like 5 minutes. It's free, it's secure, it's fast. We use the Telegram for everything. Not only the trade alerts, but we have discussion groups where you're able to mix and mingle and talk to our traders. You'll make friends with people that are brand new just like you. You'll make friends with people who've been with us for years. You'll learn from their posts and my posts. Anytime you have a question, you can post it in the discussion group and you'll get an answer pretty much around the clock. You can always call us at 949-42-EMINI. You can email us, support@cfrn.net. But if you post a question in the discussion group, if I'm not there to answer it, or Valerie or Michael, one of our traders who's received the exact same training, they can give you the answer because the answers to the questions never change. We've not changed a line in our code or a rule to our strategy in over 8 years. If it's not broke, you don't need to fix it. Now, another question. Your Logic 247 trades bother me, and I don't know how anybody can know what the market's going to do in the future, especially what's happening today in the world. Reading real-time charts makes good sense. Well, when you say they bother you, I'm curious what you mean. You're right about not being able to know the future. My friend Mark Douglas wrote a great book, which you might have read, Trading in the Zone. There's all kinds of websites and all kinds of stuff out there where people promise you that they can know the future. When God created Adam, he did not give Adam the ability to change the past or to know the future. And those two things are inextricably linked for eternity. So if that be true, how is it that these people can, predict the future? We can't. What we can do is we can tell you with a great degree of certainty what's going to happen next. What the next high probability thing is to happen next. And I'll show you on the chart. The alert to be long at 33.59. Okay, it ran right up to the weekly trading zone, which we expect to be good resistance, and it was. Okay, this turned into a $1,000 per contract trade. Important prices, important areas are almost always tested. So when price got back below the trigger and triggered again, here you go. Now, these were alerts just from last night. Last night's alert, the concierge alert, and I'll show you the concierge alerts. You get two types of reports. You get the concierge and the logic. The concierge is based on previous price action. The logic alerts are based on current price action. When you have these two different alerts pointing a finger at the same important price, important area, that's where you're going to find your true high probability, low risk trade setups. And again, it's not based on us knowing what's going to happen next, because that's not possible. It defies the laws of physics and it defies God's law. But I can tell you that when price pulls back to the BBC, we expect it to hold. It holds more often than it doesn't. And we're only going to trade long when we're above the BBC. Price pulled back to the weekly trading zone here. When price pulls back to a zone from above, we expect it to hold as it did here today. And it gave us another nice leg to the upside, right to the area that we detailed this morning in the pre-market strategy session. So be very careful when you get to this area. That's not, black magic. There's no crystal balls involved. Most of the time, all you got to do is look left. Okay? I said, if price can get through this swing high resistance, then the next resistance will be this swing high. So we poked our head above it, but the alert that we put out today live on the radio show, or this morning on the show and in the pre-market strategy session, was to be long 83 to 94. Never triggered. And that's right there. 33.8250 was the swing high. No trigger. Okay? Because we knew we had to get beyond this potential resistance right here before we could consider going long. Now, we did have a trade that took us from here up to here, from here up to here, and then up to here. But we stayed out of this one because price didn't move high enough to trigger us in. So Raymond says, I'm not saying it can't be done, I just don't understand how. That's what we do. We teach you how to know what the next high probability move is in the market. Does the market always do the next high probability thing? Not always, but it does it more often than it doesn't. Only three things happen at a weekly trading zone. The most likely thing is consolidation, which you see here, which you see again here. Okay? Now, once price consolidates, if it's above the zone and it's above the BBC, and BBC, that just means bull bear cross. When price crosses above it, We're bullish for whatever time frame we're watching. In other words, we expect higher prices. When price gets below it, that's a bearish cross. We anticipate lower prices until it gets back above it. Now we're looking for higher prices. So I can tell you now what the next high probability move is in the market. Now that's very different from telling you I know what's going to happen next. But based on how markets work, when the market reopens, we're going to find support in this area for two reasons: the weekly trading zone and the BBC. Once price consolidates here, starts to move higher, we will have an alert that takes advantage of this window of opportunity up to red and falling, which will represent good resistance. Okay. On long trades, this red and blue indicator, it's called the CFMA1. Blue and climbing, that complements a long trade. Red and falling, that complements a short trade. If all you remember is that above the BBC you only take long trades, and below it you only take short trades, you're halfway there. What made me choose 83? Great question. When the market puts in a slightly higher high, right, of just a couple points, often it fails. So I knew that I not only needed to get above this area of resistance, I needed to give the market some room to reach up, to get rejected. Because you got all these breakout traders trading a move like this. And you've got all these sellers sitting right here waiting to crush them. Well, I don't know you could say they actually crushed them, but resistance sent price back to the BBC. Once you've spent time with us, once you've learned our methodology and learned our strategy, that's the whole point, is that you'll be able to identify these areas of opportunity. On the daily chart, I'll show you a big picture view of everything I'm talking about. This was the all-time historic high back in January. When price could go no higher, resistance, it went looking for support, which it found at the BBC. Support sent it looking for resistance again. We put in a new all-time historic high. Now, we didn't know there was a pandemic crash coming, but what we did know was that when price got back below the BBC, we were to expect lower prices. When price took out this support area here, well, we all know what happened. The pandemic crash. So we're shorting the market down. On the green days, we were trading long intraday. When price found a bottom and buyers came in and rallied it up, look where they dead ended, right at the BBC. So we had a retracement, took another run at it, couldn't get through, backed up. This time we backed up into blue and climbing. Remember, that supports a long trade. Once price closed back above the BBC, a leg and a retracement, a leg and a retracement, a leg and a retracement. Now, this support here, we knew that on the way back up, that would most likely become good resistance. And it did. This rectangle was on our chart for months. You can go at any time, and I encourage you to, go to youtube.com/CFRN. You'll see all of our daily broadcasts, so you can scroll back a week, a month, 2 months, a year, and you'll see me talking all of our people through these moves each and every day, both on the larger time frame and on the intraday charts that we trade on. So we expected this to be resistance. It was. It sent us back to the BBC. And then this area right here, where the bearish cross took place, that's an important price, important area. So we were prepared for it when price got up there. Now it's scrunched up, it's hard to see. We hit the resistance. It sent us back to the BBC for support, and it brought us to where we are today. Yesterday's swing high was 33.79. Today, just a couple points more, 82.5. What happens tonight on Globex will be important. And we've got Globex opening here in about 12 minutes. Jimmy asked, no, Dell, it doesn't. The $97 a week is just that. When you want to upgrade to the lifetime passport, when you want to get out of the weekly and become a lifetime member, there's a link there for you on the page, $49.97. Okay. Jimmy says, what made you choose 83? Quite a few points above the important prices to the left. Well, like I said, the longer you're around, the better you'll get at being able to identify these areas. Just like yesterday during the live broadcast, and you can go back and watch the show yesterday, I gave the radio audience a trade from 75 to 77, but price only went up to 74.75. The more time you spend with us, the more time you trade my alerts, and you should never trade an alert just because it's an alert. You should always go to the chart, and you should understand why it's an important price, why it's an important area, why the entry is where it's at, why the target is where it's at. Okay? Can't stress that enough. On the Dow, the trigger here at 27,920 took us up to 960. That's 40 points, $5 a point, $200 per contract traded. Gold, last night we said to sell 1907. It dropped $1,200 per contract, got back above the trigger. You'll see these alerts trigger multiple times throughout the trading session. It's not a one-trick pony. Price will almost always come back to that entry. And some days we'll see 2, 3, 4, 5, even more triggers off the one alert. So we get back above the trigger. We got red and falling at our back. Boom, we dropped $3,200 per contract traded. Okay. Now, I won't go through all of them because, we're dealing with a time issue here. So, Sunday night, we start out Globex. So, you have an opportunity to make your money on a Sunday night rather than waiting until Monday morning. But you're not obligated to come Sunday night at 6 p.m. Eastern because you have Telegram on your computer, on your phone, on your tablet. When it goes dee-dee-dee, if you've got your head on right for trading, then head to your computer, look at the chart, make sure the chart supports the alert, make sure you understand it, and then trade it. All right, then Monday morning at 6:15 a.m. Eastern. You're going to get an email. This is a very important email. You should watch for it. It comes at exactly 6:15 a.m. on Monday morning. That's going to have the link and the password to the live training room. That's where you have 2 hours to watch, listen, learn, and ask questions. The more questions you ask, the sooner you're going to learn the strategy. It's very simple. It's not complicated. It's not convoluted. There's not a million different, it's just simple. What more can I say? It's simple. Along with the link and the password. Now that link that you get Monday morning is good for the entire week, okay? So you don't have to wait for the email to come every day. Just use save the link and password to get on Monday. Use it every day of the week. In that email, you're also going to get the weekly trading zones. This is one of the most important things you're going to put on your chart. Okay? Now, the weekly trading zones, when you put them on your chart, they look like this. When price gets to a zone, the most likely thing is consolidation. Price goes from zone to zone to zone, back to the zone. On the way up, you anticipate resistance. On the way down, you anticipate support. This is your guiding light. Once we publish these zones on Monday morning, and I've published them since December 14th of 2009, okay, it's a framework. Wherever price is at any given moment during the week, you know where it's trying to go. Over here, price is above this zone. It's above the BBC. It's kind of a no-brainer where it's trying to go, and that's to the zone overhead. Has a $150 per contract move, followed by another $150 per contract move, which turned into a $1,000 per contract move. Now the chart issued an exit signal right here at 33.7250. That's another thing that I'll teach you. Okay. So Sunday night we get rolling. Alerts in the channel, both the concierge and the logic alerts. Now the logic alerts come out as a static report. What you want to do is you want to go to your chart, put 2 lines in the sand for every market you trade. Once price gets to 33.50, we only want to be taking long trades. If instead price goes to 33.34, we only want to be taking short trades. These come out every night shortly after the Globex open. Last night, 6:15 Eastern. It shows right up in Telegram in its own channel. Okay? So you got the logic alerts issued around the clock 24/7. You got the concierge trade alerts on Thursday night. So you've got the logic alerts we've covered. You've got the concierge trade alerts, which I just showed you. Thursday night at 9 p.m. we have a workshop. Again, this is a group meeting where everybody has an opportunity to ask questions. We look at the charts. We teach strategy, methodology, how to read the indicators, everything. So you're getting 12 hours a week of group training. 2 hours in the morning, Monday through Friday, 2 hours on Thursday night. Okay? Now, also at 9 a.m., I launch a pre-market strategy session. This is where we talk about our bias for the day. Are we looking for the market to trade sideways to higher, sideways to lower? The link that you use to get into the live room is the same link you use to get into the pre-market strategy session. The logic alerts are going to come to you 24/7. Sunday through Friday. The CTA alerts every night after the Globex open. Okay. Then you got your Thursday night workshop. That's 2 hours. You also have access to unlimited one-on-one mentoring. What does that mean? That means anytime you need help, and for new people, this is really important. When you become a new member, the first thing you should do is go out and book a couple of mentoring sessions. Valerie will direct you to the page on our website. You just pick a day and a time that's convenient for you. You and I meet up in a GoToMeeting environment, okay, which is just like GoToWebinar, but it's just a smaller room. But it's just you and I, or just you and Michael, whoever you want to have a session with. We spend 45 minutes with you, we record the session, we answer questions, and we walk through all the trades that you've taken since our last session so that we can make sure that you are really getting an understanding of the strategy and the methodology and how to bring all the tools together. The weekly zones, the logic alerts, the concierge alerts. It seems like a lot in the beginning. It almost seems overwhelming. However, everything I'm discussing with you today, that's it. That's all there is. It's all you need. Okay? So you've got to be patient with yourself the first week or two, because you're going to get hit with new buzzwords like, blue and climbing and red and falling and BBC. And obviously, when you're brand new, you don't know what these things mean yet. In the discussion group, there's a list of all the abbreviations that we use. In the discussion group, there are our frequently asked question videos. You really should watch all of those. Each one of these sessions is 45 minutes. Once you become a member, you don't pay anything extra for this. Now, there's a number of places out there that offer this, but I've yet to find one that actually provides it. All I ever have are new students who tell me they were with some place and they promised this, but either they never showed up or the guy that was their mentor supposedly got fired and now they're just hung out to dry. We've been doing this for years. And again, talk to our people. Go to the discussion group. Ask, do these guys actually show up for these sessions? Yeah, we actually do. And when the session's over, I send you a recording of the session privately in Telegram so that you can go back and review, and any of the questions that you had, you get to hear the answers again as many times as you need to. Okay? All right. Sunday night, we go to work, 6 p.m. Eastern. Monday morning, 6:15 a.m. You get the link and password to the live room. You get your weekly trading zones. You get those on your chart. We'll teach you how to do that. 9 a.m. each morning, give or take a few minutes, I open the room. We walk through each market. S&P, Dow, Russell, NQ. We lay out where you should be thinking about getting long, where you should be thinking about getting short, step by step. Okay, the market's just reopened. You see here, we're sitting right at the BBC and a weekly trading zone. So that's good support times 2. So now, I don't know with certainty that the market's going to move higher, but I do know that the next high probability move is to the upside. I also know where there's potential resistance at 33.72, at 33.77, and at 33.82. If we take out these highs, then we'll trade this window of opportunity here. If I wasn't in the middle of a webinar right now, I would be issuing an alert in the logic channel. Okay? All right. Let me show you this website in case you haven't been there yet. Emini Futures Trading.com. Very easy to remember. There's our phone number. Our Emini Trading allows you to trade with confidence, not fear. The worst thing for a trader is when they get stopped out, and you got to understand, getting stopped out is as much a part of trading as breathing is a part of life. It's just part and parcel. If you're still caught up in that hunt for some method, some promise, that, never get stopped out, just forget about that, because it doesn't exist in the real world. Every professional trader, every profitable trader gets stopped out. How they deal with them is really what determines if they're a professional trader or not. If you feel like you've been gut punched, it's because you don't understand why you got stopped out. Once you start trading with us, you'll understand. Every time you get stopped out, you'll know exactly why, and it takes the sting out of it. Everything a trader needs. You can become a passport holder today. We've never offered this before. It's been requested for years. So we're doing it for a while. $97 a week. The cost of a lifetime passport is $5,000. $49.97. Okay? You can join weekly. You can start your learning process. If at some point you want to upgrade to the lifetime so you don't have to keep paying weekly, you're welcome to do that. Okay? With our methodology, with our strategy, you can trade any market. S&P, Dow, Russell, NQ, crude, gold, euros, soybeans, the list goes on. Some people will tell you, well, that's not possible. Different markets have different personalities, so you just can't trade them all the same. Well, we have years and years of history that you can go look at the trades we do. When we go from crude to gold, to soybeans, to the S&P, we don't change anything other than the symbol. Same indicators, same strategy. Okay? Any market, any time frame. If you want to trade the 5-minute, that's okay. 30-minute, hourly, daily, you like tick charts, our strategy will serve you just fine. Day or night, we track the markets around the clock. You might get an alert at 2 a.m., you might get one at 2 p.m. It's whenever opportunity presents itself. Now, if you've been trading the S&P for any length of time, you've heard people talk about the magic of 2 points a day. Okay? Everybody talks about it, but who actually does it? We do. And you get to watch us do it in the room every morning. It's either 2 points out of the S&P or 10 ticks in crude or 10 ticks in gold. That's $100 per contract, right? In the beginning, you start out in SIM with us. We want you to put together 10 consecutive days in a row in SIM where you reach your goal in 10 trades or less. This proves to us and to you that you actually understand the strategy. We have what's called a 24/20 blueprint. That's designed to help you go from 1 to 20 contracts over a period of 24 months. You start in SIM. Once you put together those 10 consecutive days, the blueprint gives you the green light to go live with one contract. Once you go live with the one contract, now your goal is to increase your account balance by $2,000 real dollars. Once you accomplish that, the blueprint will give you the green light to add a second contract. This is a big day because the first contract, when you went live, that had to come from your savings, under your mattress, wherever you get your money. But from the second contract going forward, every time the blueprint says it's time to add number 3, number 5, number 10, and we only move up in increments of 1 at a time, you're always adding the next contract with profit you earned in the market. If you don't have profit in your account to underwrite the next contract, something's amiss. You book a mentoring session, we get together with you, we go through your trades with you in a go-to-meeting environment. We help you understand why you don't have the profit available to add the next contract. Everything that I've talked to you about, again, this is the first time we've done this on a weekly basis because we had so many requests. We understand with this pandemic, whatever you want to call it, money's tight and many people need a way to pay their bills, to support their family, to put groceries on the table. So something we said we'd never do, we're doing it, okay? So other people talk about the beauty of getting 2 points a day because 2 points a day is $100 a contract. But by the time you earn the right to trade 10 contracts, that's $1,000 a day. That puts you in the top 3% of wage earners worldwide. Can I promise you today that you're going to become a consistently profitable trader? Nope. Nobody can. A lot of people do, but I won't. What I will tell you is that we'll provide you with everything you need to become a consistently profitable trader. What you do with what we teach you, with what we provide, I have no control over how you're going to handle it. Just like I could teach you how to play baseball, sure, but I can't guarantee that you're going to pitch for the Yankees. You've got to find that inside of yourself, but we give you the tools, we give you the knowledge. You can't change the past. I know I hear a lot of war stories. When someone comes in brand new, they still got the smell of the road on them. They've been rode hard, beat up. And it's sad that people put you through all of the garbage, all the false hope, all the lies, all the time, all the money. So let me just tell you, we're always going to be honest with you. You may not like what we tell you, but we'll be honest with you. And we're going to be transparent with everything we do, because we're going to do it right in front of you. So when you do something right in front of somebody, there's just really no hiding anything. Now, there's still time left in this year. 2020 may not have gone the way you wanted to, but it doesn't have to be a repeat of years gone by. All of us have blown up accounts. I lost track of how many I blew up back in the day. That's because I didn't know how to trade. If you've been knocked down, it's time to get back up. Whether your goal is trading for a living or just supplementing your current income, unless you find somebody to teach you, you're going to continue. Well, as long as you use the same recipe, you're going to bake the same cake. Einstein says, insanity is the definition of continuing to do the same thing while expecting different results. So, don't give up on yourself. We won't give up on you. Now, here's where a lot of traders, make their critical mistake. About 9 out of 10. Trying to become the perfect trader. To most new traders, perfect trading means never getting stopped out. However, my good friend and trading legend, who you may have heard of, Mark Douglas, God rest his soul, taught me that perfection means knowing what to do, when to do it, and nothing else. Once you understand it's a business based on probabilities, and you gain a high probability edge, a definable edge, that's all you need. You won't see us using stochastics or MACDs or advanced decline lines or the trend or the tricks or Keltner bands or Bollinger bands or any of that stuff, because I'm not saying that stuff doesn't work. I'm sure it does exactly what it was created to do. But with our simple strategy, you just don't need it. It's not relevant. You've got to write this on the tablet of your heart. Every professional trader gets stopped out. Professional, profitable, they get stopped out. Now, most new traders exhaust themselves and their money, blow up another account, trying to do the exact opposite, not get stopped out. Why? Because you've been lied to by so many people who sell you the magical indicators and the mystical oscillators. They're all variations of the original lie that promise easy money, flashy lifestyle. You can make $87,932.26 in your boxer shorts before breakfast. Yeah, it's not funny. But those guys, they're laughing all the way to the bank. Right now, you can sign up, $97 a week. Okay? We've never offered this on a weekly basis. We can only mentor so many people at a time. And when we reach what we feel is that limit, then this offer will expire. However, if you're already in, you're in. So if you want to become a part of the CFRN family, there's a link down here. You're going to get Logic 247, the Concierge Trade Alerts, the weekly trading zones, the proprietary indicators, the proprietary methodology, unlimited one-on-one mentoring. It's going to cost you $97 a week. You can cancel anytime. Here's the deal. Give us 3 days advance notice that you want to cancel so that we can contact our payment processor and make sure they don't bill you again. The last thing in the world we want to do is bill you if you don't want to be billed. Because if we end up billing you and you don't want to get billed, then it's a huge headache to do refunds and all that stuff. So, no hard feelings. Whether you're in for a week or in for a year, if your life changes and you'd like, hey, you know what, I can't use this, just common courtesy, give us 3 days notice and we'll make sure that you never get billed again. Go to this page, eminifuturestrading.com. Okay? Reviews. Sure, we have them. Better Business Bureau, Facebook, Google, our own website. Now, anybody can write a review, positive or negative, and post it anywhere on the internet from Amazon to Yelp. But you know that. Now, how many times have you read a review of some incredible whatever? You're going like, yeah, who really wrote this? Sure, it's got a name, Bob S., Memphis. Is there really a Bob S. in Memphis? Well, probably, but did he write that review? I don't know. Neither do you. But if you love reviews, you can go read our reviews, or you can join the discussion group and you can talk to our traders. You can talk to brand new traders that have been with us a week. You can talk to traders that have been with us for years. We have nothing to hide. Talk to our members. Nobody does this, but we do, because we have nothing to hide and we're very transparent. But we also do a lot of things that nobody else does. We've got 2 discussion groups on Telegram, one for members, one for guests. We're inviting you to go talk to our partners, talk to our members, talk to the passport holders. These are real people just like you. You're invited to join the group and ask them about their journey, ask about our indicators, ask about our training. All you got to do is click here and join. You got to install Telegram. It's a messaging app. You'll love it. It's fast, it's secure, there's no advertising, and it's 100% free. So yes, Dell, you can go there and talk to our students right now. Raymond, you'll have to ask Michael about that question on the Ninja 8. I'm not a Ninja guy. I do everything on DT Pro. Yes, I do Dell every day. Why in the world would I stop trading? And right now, the opportunities in the market are unprecedented. Last week, we had 2 days in a row where we had 2 $5,000 silver alerts back to back. That's per contract. So there's support right there. The market opened. We said we expected this area to be good support for 2 reasons. With the trading zone, see where price pulled back to the zone here. See the bounce, pulls back to the zone, looking for another bounce. Potential resistance is right there at the step line. Next resistance is right there at red and falling. Next resistance is right there at that swing high. So while I don't know the future, no one does, I don't know what will happen next, I always know what the next high probability move in the market is. And any of our traders who've been with us more than a couple weeks, bring them into a room with a blindfold on, spin them around 3 times, sit them in the chair. I sit them in the chair first so they don't fall. Take the blindfold off, and in 10 seconds, they can tell you what the next high probability move is. You see, all these complicated ways of trading, all these crazy things, and the names and all that, it makes your head hurt sometimes. And it's all unnecessary. Price is going to trade from support to resistance, back to support, back to resistance, back to support, back to resistance. It's been doing it since the inception of the markets. It's not going to quit anytime soon, not as long as the markets are open. So, if you're tired of spinning your wheels, if you're tired of indicators that don't do what they were supposed to do, if you want someone who provides around-the-clock support, remember the Telegram channel is open 24/7. I'm not there all 24 hours, but I'm there probably 18. But we've got an army of traders. Somebody's always there. Somebody's always happy to help you out, answer your questions. Do we have any other questions? Because I've already taken up more time than I wanted to take up. Just wanted to make sure that you understood, because the worst thing that can happen is for you to sign up and not be sure what you're supposed to do. Okay? I went through all of this stuff. I'm not going to bore you with a PowerPoint. I mean, this one's from a year ago. Valerie drug it up for me. It's got charts from a year ago, and everything's still the same because we don't change anything. Okay, here's some alerts going back. Well, that's alert number 2065, and I just issued my last alert that came out was number 4,862. That's 4,862 alerts, of which 80% found their target. And you get to go in and look at every one of them. This is back when we were on alert number 2065. S&P trade, Dow trade, NQ trade, Crude trade. Okay? All right. Our lives and everything we do is an open book. If I can assist you in any way, just reach out, send an email, support@cfrn.net. Phone number 949-42 Emini, 949-423-6464. The best way to reach me, though, is once you get Telegram set up on your computer, and it's all of a 5-minute process. Okay, just go to telegram.org, follow the instructions. If you need help, get a hold of us, but I'm sure you'll figure it out. Once you're in Telegram, Valerie will send you links to our Telegram channels. And then anytime you see my name or my picture, just click on it and you can send me a private message. You can ask me a private question. Or you could just ask in the public discussion group. Okay? Peter says, need to know when I start. I will be taught from zero. I'm a novice, but like what I've heard and seen, think it will be a life changer. Peter, I hope it will be for you. Valerie specializes in helping our brand new people that have no trading experience. Most of the people, honestly, who come to us are people who've tried everything else under the sun. Because there's all these sexy websites that promise you the moon and deliver diddly squat, right? So people go there and spend all their money, feel hurt, depressed, shell-shocked, and they turn up on our doorstep, beat up, bruised, and usually broke, okay? That's what it was like for me trying to learn, you know. I went through a lot of stuff. But Valerie will help you learn how to set up your chart. She'll teach you what candlesticks are. She'll teach you about support, resistance, all the indicators. And then once you're comfortable with the platform, with the indicators, you know, what the different terms mean, then you and I'll start meeting in one-on-one mentoring sessions. A lot of my new people will book 2 sessions a week. Then after a couple of weeks, maybe it falls off to once a week. Then after that, it's just whenever you need help, okay? When we say unlimited one-on-one mentoring, we actually mean that, and we actually do it. Before you book, now new people should always book a mentoring session right away, but if you've been around a while, you should first exhaust the other avenues, the live training room, because when you ask questions in a group environment, everybody benefits from the question and everybody benefits from the answer. Then we do the 2-hour afternoon broadcast. Again, that's another 2 hours where you can ask questions. So you really get 4 hours a day that you can ask questions in a live environment so we can answer and show you the answer on a live chart as it's moving, not some cherry-picked historic chart, okay? Then you got the Thursday night workshops. And of course, you've got the one-on-one mentoring sessions, okay? I enjoy those very much when I have someone who's really tried hard to learn how to trade, and they haven't had success. When I'm able to help them turn that corner, I take great personal satisfaction from that. But don't get me wrong, I'm not saying that we do this just to be nice people. This is a business, okay? Make no mistake, this is a business. It's a good business. The Bible says that a wise man, should have multiple income streams. It actually says a wise man has 7, a minimum of 7 income streams. So we have trading. We teach people about trading. I'm writing a book. I have several other things going on under the umbrella of trading. Now, I could go out and open a business in a field I know nothing about. That would be a separate income stream. But what's my chance of success if I have no experience in that field? So, whatever it is that you're looking to accomplish, whether it's to become a full-time trader or to trade part-time until you reach retirement or whatever the case may be, we'll do everything we can to help you. I don't know anyone else that provides what we provide. Live training, one-on-one mentoring, proprietary indicators, proprietary methodology, and 24/7 customer service. We work hard for our money, but we make a good living. And I think you're going to be surprised at just how much you get for what it costs you. I really do. You know, again, when I was showing you those alerts in the Telegram channel from this week, right? Any one of those trades, just one of those with the thumbs up, that pays for your weekly subscription. And once you've saved up enough money and you want to switch from weekly to, the lifetime, when you switch to lifetime, then you'll never pay us another dime. You're a member for life. The website is Emini Futures Trading.com. Now, Valerie had an anniversary today, so she's out having a nice anniversary dinner with her husband. So if you want to get signed up, go here, click the link, okay? Just click that guy. There's places all over here. You get billed once a week. You can cancel anytime. There's no long-term contract. All we ask is that you give us 3 days notice that you want to cancel before the next billing date. So in other words, if you sign up today, which is a Wednesday, and by Sunday you know this isn't going to work for you for whatever reason, let us know so that we don't bill you again next Wednesday. Okay? That's the last thing in the world we want to do, is bill somebody that doesn't want to be billed. And then when you're ready to go from weekly to lifetime, just let us know. We'll make that happen for you too. Okay, I don't see any other questions, but for those of you that get signed up today, Valerie, when she gets back from dinner, will send you the links to the Telegram channels. So I'll see you in the Telegram channels tonight, because I've got to get busy right now putting out the Concierge Trade Alerts. Got to get out a logic alert here. I got much work to do, but I appreciate you coming today. If you've already become a member, make sure you get your private one-on-one mentoring session booked. Doesn't cost you anything, that's included. But it's important that you and I spend some one-on-one time together so that I can evaluate you and figure out where you're at on your journey up Trader Mountain so that I can meet you right there. Okay? All right, guys, thanks so much for coming. I'm going to close this down for now, and I will see you all on the internet.